Total War Pharaoh needs Mesopotamia. Like many of you interested in this time period, Total War Pharaoh looks excellent to me. There's a lot of things I like, and yet at the same time, Pharaoh is quite a big campaign map, having looked at the live streams that I've been watching. It stretches from Egypt all the way to Kush and to Anatolia. And that's quite diverse in itself. It's more akin to the CK3 mod for the Bronze Age. Except, Sofia has said that they want to make this game the ultimate Bronze Age experience. And with the ultimate Bronze Age experience that we have right now, we have the Hittites, the Egyptians, and the Canaanites. And that's fine, that's great, that's a solid foundation we need for a Bronze Age game. I have been seeing other polls that other YouTubers have made expressing what people think. Now, some of it is a bit disappointing, some of it is alright, but many want Greece and Mesopotamia. If they can expand the map to a lot of provinces, which is around 185, then I am sure as hopeful that they will expand the map to Greece and Mesopotamia. But why do I keep mentioning these two particular map regions? Because Mesopotamia, even in historical terms, it didn't go to conquer Egypt during this era until maybe the rise of the Neo-Assyrian Empire. But the Assyrians, even at this point, were weakening the Hittite Empire in many cases. The Hittites have their own troubles, and the Assyrians were like the new kids on the block. And that's something the Egyptians themselves weren't liking at all. Because the reason the Battle of Kadesh wasn't ultimately decided by a victory is that I believe both sides realized that it wasn't worth it. There were more threats to deal with. And when I look at the Bronze Age mod for Rome 2, though we only have the Egyptians and Hittites for now, we can play as the Mesopotamian factions in custom battle. And they are quite seriously good. And I mean, with the province of 185 right now, you can easily expand it to 220 to 230 provinces. The biggest ability of what Mesopotamia and Greece adds is our potential sandbox mode. Mesopotamia or Assyria and Babylon and the corresponding city-states of Ur and Elam can be added in. There's a lot of potential there. What if I want to sack the great city of Babylon as the Egyptians? Just imagine besieging a custom city of Babylon as the Egyptians. Do you know how freaking cool that would look? Or playing as the Assyrians and beginning a new empire? How about if I play the Mycenaeans and go all the way to Babylon? Because in Rome 2, you can literally play the Romans and sack Hephaestion if you want to. You could play Parthia, you can play the Boy, a faction that has no right to simply just go to the city of Babylon or Persepolis because it never historically happened. But you can still do that. In Rome 2 sandbox mode, you can convert the city of Rome to the barbarian settlement. I mean, are you kidding me? So why are there arguments to say, let's keep Pharaoh as it is, let's not expand Pharaoh, the Pharaoh won't have Mesopotamia? That just doesn't make sense. When Total War sandbox mode allows you to basically change history, then why not? In Hannibal at the Gates campaign, you could literally play the Lusitania and conquer Rome and Carthage. And that's a smaller Total War setting. It's a much smaller Total War setting. So, this is what Pharaoh needs to do, I think. Pharaoh needs to come out and say, we are expanded to Mesopotamia and Greece. Shouldn't we, as players of the Bronze Age, also be given Greece and Mesopotamia? And it's only a couple of regions and provinces. I'm not asking to literally expand to India and expand to the entire world. You know, we're not asking much here. We as fans of the Bronze Age that like Total War Pharaoh are asking for Mesopotamia and Greece expansion. When the campaign map extends to Kush, you have a lot of deserts and canyons in between. But with Assyria and Mesopotamia, you get lush environments, more dense cities, and more outposts to besiege. You can see that Sofia made this game as dense as they could, but I'm always getting the feeling that I need Mesopotamia, that I need Greece. It is, ironically, an expanded version of Napoleon's campaign in Egypt and the Medieval II campaign Crusade. If you look at it this way, that the regions of Anatolia, Canaan, and Egypt have been pretty well represented in Total War for a pretty long time. But Mesopotamia has not been that well represented. I mean, you have Mesopotamia in Rome 2, in Attila, and maybe Rome Total War and its expansions, right? But you only get a small amount of Mesopotamia. You don't get like this big expanded region province like we're getting here in Pharaoh, for example, right? Except now this time, Total War is covering it in the Bronze Age. I've seen many gamers saying that the pricing should be cheaper, and that's where it should. And also, if they are adding Mesopotamia and Greece, I do think that does justify the pricing to a degree. But I also want CA to please just say it, whether we expanded beyond the Bronze Age. Because that campaign map DLC that you're charging for, it needs to say that I'm going to spend £70 or whatever, that I'm going to get Mesopotamia and Greece. We need it. Because if we are getting it, that's great. If we aren't, that's disappointing, and we need modders to expand the campaign map, as they've done for Warhammer, Added, Nippon, In, Koresh and others. I say to modders, there's more potential to mod this game. You could add like a Crusader style mod, let's say with the Saladin and the Crusaders. You could definitely do something like that. You could redo Caesar's campaign in Egypt. There's so much potential. So modders, add it if you don't get it, but to say, just please confirm. I really need Mesopotamia. The community is asking for it. We need Mesopotamia and Greece. It is the one thing that I think will make Pharaoh Total War great. And I will make an argument in the future for mythology. I will make an argument. But that's for another time. Right now, Mesopotamia is needed. The fans want it, and Sofia, you guys have listened to feedback in the past. You listened to feedback when people said that the 2D artwork was needed. You listened to people when you said that battles needed to be slower. You listened to people when they said that we want banners, right? You guys have listened in the past, so you are more than capable, I believe, of adding this. And while you may be thinking of, let's see, should we add it or not, I'm saying just add Mesopotamia. It will sell better. Mesopotamia will at least be to people who will say, you know what, let's add Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia needs to be added, because then there's so much Sandbox, there's so much more. There's more legendary lords I can play with. There's more legendary lords that I can play with. This game should not be limited to 3 cultures only. This game deserves to have more than 4 to 5 cultures. That's what I'm saying. Give us more lords, give us more DLC content. And this game is looking to be really great. So, if you get Mesopotamia, I'll be over the moon. If not, well, I'll be disappointed, but that's all I can say. We need Greece as well. At the end of the day, this is my video saying humbly to CA Sofia, just add Mesopotamia, just add Greece, just confirm it. Make a post. Just say, we will be expanding to the Bronze Age with Mesopotamia and Greece. Trust me, this will make the game so much more better. Lots of fans will be interested. Plenty of fans will be interested. Everyone will be saying, right, let me play Total War Pharaoh. That's what we need. And I say to the Total War community, guys, you want this game to succeed, then petition for Pharaoh. Petition, I say to the Total War community, you want this game even being more playable, more stuff, you want this game having more cultures, then make it clear to CA Sofia that we need Mesopotamia. Add it, say it, write it in the comments, put it in the Discord, write it down in the comment section down below. Let's start this discussion. How does Total War Pharaoh benefit from having Mesopotamia? What does Mesopotamia add given to Total War Pharaoh? And how, if Mesopotamia and Greece were added, how would you play your campaign separately? How would you play it? I want to know your opinion, your thoughts. So let's start it. And don't forget to leave a like, share, comment and subscribe.